Hey guys, and welcome to the Bayern View. Hope you guys are all doing well. In this particular video, we are here for the Aston Villa versus Bayern Munich Champions League preview. Obviously, we did a look ahead. We also have been on the Villa channel, so make sure if you haven't already, go over and check that out. Obviously, different concept if you want to say in the fact of I wasn't the interviewer. I hate that word, but in general, I was the guest. So please go over there and check it out. Go show your support. But yeah, I got Luke back on the channel to talk about this game, preview it. I want to talk about certain things, your injuries, which we'll get into, what you're thinking closer to the game. Obviously, it's tomorrow, and we'll go from there. And obviously, Vincent Kompany probably will be doing his press conference in an hour's time. So there will be another video for you guys later tonight. But either way, that was a bit of a long intro. I apologise. Welcome, Luke. Welcome back to the channel, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, cheers, mate. Great to be on. And our episode that we did together is doing well as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Good. It was good to be on there, man. Good to be on there. So, yeah, again, thank you for having me on. Yeah, straight away, you drew the last game, I believe.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that, mate?
One of them where I think the game was probably there for us to win. We was 1-0 down. We went 2-1 up, and second half we were just going through the motions. I mean, I really didn't want us to think that we had a big game on the horizon, but it kind of did feel like it was sort of energy saving. And then Ipswich go down the other end of the pitch and score, and it's 2-2. And yeah, frustrating, but I think it's a point, and we're only 2 points off the top of the league as well. So we're in a pretty good place, to be fair.
Yeah. When I seen that you went one down, I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. But it seems like, and obviously you will know this way more than me because obviously you're the Villa fan. But it seems like the last couple of games that I've seen, obviously I haven't been watching the actual game, but I've been looking like on Google to see what the score is, and it seems like you keep going down goals and then out of nowhere come back up. So like, are you leaking goals at the back or something?
Yeah, we are. We are conceding, which is a bit of a problem. We're one of these teams now where there's one way of hurting us in the Premier League, and it's on transition. So, we're quite obviously early on in sort of like Unai Emery's era at Villa. It's like nearly 2 years, but from where he's took us to where we are, we're far from the finished article under Unai Emery. And I think we've come such a long way, and now we're starting to like control a lot of games in the Premier League. We're having a lot of possession. We're dominating teams. We start well with possession. And then a lot of teams are sort of playing on this sort of like transitional counter-attack. And at times they're posing us problems. But I think the bigger picture is if we continue to play how we play, we're obviously going to win a lot more games than we lose. And I think we've just got this little bit of an early season sort of like teething problem. But I think the big thing for me personally when I look at Villa is that I think sometimes good teams find a way when they're not necessarily at their best. And I think we can do that now, whereas in the past we'd have probably lost to Ipswich. We wouldn't have come back against Everton. We'd have crumbled. But, we've got a good sort of like camaraderie with the team, and we sort of just keep fighting, stick to our principles, and we sort of getting back, and we are still winning games, but we've definitely got to sort of like shore it up at the back.
Yeah. Which, to be honest with you, mate, that is like music to my ears right now. Because obviously we've got some of the best attackers in the world. The only thing, and I'll just go straight into it before we talk about Leverkusen game. Harry Kane, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? Obviously, he got injured against Leverkusen, which we'll get into more in a minute. But yeah, that is the toss-up. I don't know what's going to happen. Serge Gnabry is currently doing the press conference with Vincent Kompany as we speak. So I did actually think, because it's in England and all of that, it would actually be Harry Kane. But it's not. So interesting in that. I don't know if you could read too much into that. But yeah, basically my point of mentioning Kane was the fact that he got injured. Will he start? And obviously he was going to be the focal point to hopefully getting goals against you guys. Not saying that the others can't, of course, but it's going to be interesting if we do play Matthias Towell, Thomas Muller up front, because obviously that's a totally different. Kane is one of the best finishers in the world. Could score outside the box, inside the box. You know this. You've watched him in the Premier League and for England. So it's going to be an interesting one. On Bayern, though, obviously we got the draw as well to Leverkusen. Did you see any of that game or?
Yeah, I watched it. To be fair, I wanted to prepare myself for what's about to come. I was really impressed with you. I thought Kimmich was just insane on the ball. I think it was a really good insight to see how you play, how you build up, how you sort of set up in this formation that you play. Really dynamic. I thought you were really good, to be fair. So it was a good watch, to be fair.
Yeah, I just, for me personally, it was a draw. Kind of felt like a loss because we should have got the win, but at the same time, we just weren't firing on all cylinders. To be honest with you, like Kane wasn't the best in the game. Felt like he was getting man-marked out of the game. You obviously had Olise not necessarily being where he needed to be. Davies was taking shots left, right, and centre. I'll take it. The positives is that we made the current Bundesliga champions cowered down. They were fighting for their life in that game. They realistically should have gone down to 10 men in that game. How there was not a red card in there at all. If it's the Kane challenge, second yellows, whatever. I'm glad you watched it just to obviously that wasn't to be rude, but where am I going with this? To be like you obviously know our strengths, but then you're obviously a fan of Villa, so you're trying to look for our weaknesses as well. Where our defense was actually really good on that day. I hope they're good tomorrow. But do you think that's where your exploit with the likes of Morgan Rogers and Ollie Watkins, Bailey, so on?
Yeah, so we've done a sort of a tactical piece, and this is a very difficult game for Villa. And as a fan, obviously, I really respect Bayern Munich. I know how good you are, but from a Villa perspective, I have to look and have to believe and have to have hope that we can get something out of this game, or we can pose you problems. There is one area I think we possibly could pose you problems, is that when you're sort of setting your structured shape, you're in this 2-4-4 formation. And I think you've got a similar sort of style and shape to Man City and Arsenal. They build up as well. They generally leave two at the back. And I think we've been able to pose them big problems with pace, with Watkins sort of like dragging them, with Bailey out wide as well. He stays really wide on the right. And I think we've got some really good ball carriers as well. So if we can nick the ball in midfield, we can ball carry, we can dribble, we can get further up the pitch. I think that's the threat from Villa, and that's how we've really been hurting teams like Man City and Arsenal. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult. I think if, from a Villa point of view, if we can try and shut down Kimmich, I think then it's a tough ask. But I think if we can possibly do that, then, we've got good players in the middle like Onana's got good physicality. We've got Tielemans in there as well. So that's how I see Villa trying to probably pose some problems. But, it's going to be a tough ask for Villa.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for this game. Obviously, you're going to the game, so big up to you for that. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy the game, seeing obviously your lads hopefully get a result from your perspective. Obviously, I think differently, of course. But yeah, before we carry on, please smash up the likes, people. Please do give the video a like, stream a like, whatever you want to say. And if you haven't already, go over to Luke's channel. And please, number one, hit the subscribe button. But check out the video that we did over there if you haven't already. And I'll keep saying that because I really enjoyed it. So big up to everybody. On the injuries, though, you've got a couple of players out, if I'm right by saying. I want to say McGinn's the main one, I believe. And obviously he's, a a dog, like running around left, right, and center, putting in the tackles hard in the tackle and so on. You obviously know this, but is that a big miss for you, or not having him?
Yes and no. He's our captain, so you always, I guess, want your captain on the pitch. I guess I feel kind of sorry for him a little bit. The fact that he joined us when we was in the Championship, which is the division below the Premier League, if any of your fans don't know what the Championship is. So he's been on this big, massive journey with us.
Yeah.
And for us to get our first home Champions League game, it's like you would love him to play in their first home Champions League game. So he's not going to be here. But his form this season hasn't really been the best. He was at the Euros. He played a lot of football last year for Villa. Come back, not really been at it. So I think, while he's out in long-term Villa, it's probably better that he gets a bit of a rest and he can refresh and recharge. So for this game, yeah, he probably would have started, but I think Emery, he doesn't really make excuses, so he's not going to sort of like start moaning about it. He just gets on with it, and it's somebody else's opportunity. So I think it's a miss for sort of like the sentiment side of things, but actually for the game, I think it's just one of them, I think.
Yeah, no, I get you. And yeah, to be fair, from what you said there, it is going to be a miss for him, isn't it? The fact that you've obviously come up and now you do really, really good under Emery and everything, and then he's not even going to be able to, walk next to Neuer, in a massive occasion. As soon as it was to come out, or who will be your captain?
Martinez.
Yeah, as soon as, oh wow, the shit out himself. So yeah, when he walks out with Neuer, that place is going to erupt.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah, that's interesting. Well, where was I? Obviously, again, Harry Kane is the main one we're going to focus on. Obviously, we've got Ito out, Stanisic out, which are two defenders for us. But the main one is going to be Harry Kane, and if he's going to play or not. But yeah, let's go. Musiala straight away. Musiala's going to humble Martinez. Right, relax the croc. Yeah. Again, number one, we've got a guest. He's not going to understand that you are a troll. So relax. He likes to just troll, to be honest with you. Yeah, no, most definitely. Big up to you. Thank you for being in here. YouTube's with the Villa. Big up. Big up, OG. How you doing? If you've got any questions, people, put them in the chat. Big up Talks. How you doing? Big up Liam and Luke. Welcome to TBV, Luke, and good luck tomorrow, bud. Enjoy it. Yeah, it's gonna again. What's been your best game? Because obviously, you go to the game. What's been your best ever? Like, does that place like erupt? I've never been. So.
Oh yeah, it's
okay, cool.
It's loud. I sit in the Holt end, which is sort of like our biggest sort of behind the goal. That's our main stand. It will be very loud. We quite like a classy club. Like the ground's really traditional. There's a lot of like brickwork. The Holt end, that's our sort of like famous stand. But yeah, it's just a really nice ground. The pitch is just incredible. Like the pitch is like immaculate. And yeah, it will be loud. It's just gonna. This is our first time back in Europe for,
of course,
this level for over 40 years. So, it's going to be a special night. We're going to have the lads that won the European Cup there. So, it's a big moment for them. We've had one of our sort of legends that played in our 82 final, Gary Shaw. He passed away sort of like about a week and a half ago. So, the fan base has been like really touched, and it's such a sad moment for the fan base to lose like a living legend. So it's going to have that little bit of a emotional feel to it as well. So I think the atmosphere is just going to like be electric really. And I think the fans will be right up for it. And I think if the players can sort of raise to that sort of level as well, then it should make for a really good game.
Yeah. No. I'm 1,000% with you on that, and I feel like it's going to be one way or the other. You're either gonna, because it's the first time in however many years. Obviously the the legend passed away, so on and so forth. Will it be to the point where you rise to the occasion to be like, stamped down? Again, we already know the players you've got, the manager, so on and so forth. But like in that sense, will you rise to it because of all of that, or do you think the pressure will get to you or not?
No, we're a pretty good team.
Okay.
Under a lot of pressure. We if I compare it to like Premier League football, we try and take the game to absolutely everybody. We're not a team that sort of under Unai Emery. I can tell you that I've not watched us in any game that we've been under Unai Emery where we've sat back for 90 minutes. We've been pending for, like, we've not played how Leverkusen played the other day against you. They were literally like camped in for the whole game. We've never played like that under Unai Emery. So I expect Villa to pose some problems, and that's just the way we may play like that tomorrow because you're a really good side, but we haven't played like that under Emery. So I think that the will sort of raise that level. I think it's one of them where for a player, you don't need no motivating for this game. Like if you need motivating for this game, then you shouldn't be playing football because you should. The game will motivate itself. So, we'll have a plan. We'll have areas that we think we can pose problems. That's what Unai does. He looks at every opposition and thinks, how can I hurt this team? And it's down to Villa to see whether we can implement his plan.
Yeah, no. I'm with you on that one, and I feel like I said to you on the look ahead when we first had you on the channel. A lot of people are going to be like, yeah, cool, Villa. I mean, we're going to smash them. When I'm definitely not that person, and I think a lot of people in this chat right now aren't as well. But of course, there will be that minority that will be because we're Bayern Munich, we're a super club, whatever you want to say. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game, 1000% with that. I just really hope it's a good game because sometimes when it's obviously the occasion and everything, and you go against a good side, sometimes you can cancel each other out and it'd be a boring match. Where I hope it's like when Man City played Liverpool a couple seasons ago, where it was literally just cutthroat, just literally one attack, then the other, so on and so forth, and there's just goals galore. Hopefully that will be the case. But yeah, with the game, what would your score prediction be? Do you think you're going to beat us tomorrow?
No, to be fair, I've been hammered a little bit from Villa fans. I've got two, so okay. I've got heart and head. So heart says Villa 3-2. I think, like you say, what you said about the game there, I think it could be a lot of goals, attacking end to end, or we get smashed 4-0. Like because of how good you are and how good you play. So I think it could go. Anything could happen. But of course. Those are my two areas where I'm at really.
Yeah,
This is a big test for Villa. It's the Champions League. It's sort of like Galactico coming to Villa Park. This is like we're playing like a pot one team. So how that draw happened. You play 2 pot ones, 2 pot twos, 2 pot threes, and you're the pot one team that we've got at Villa Park. So it's the most difficult game we're going to play in the Champions League. So it's going to be interesting to see how we match up against you.
Yeah, no. Again, yeah, like at least you're not one of those Arsenal fans that were, obviously number one, you're not an Arsenal fan, obviously, but you're not one of those that's like, oh yeah, pray for Bayern. Obviously at that point we were in a bad stint, and we're now not. But I understand from your perspective. Of course you're going to want to win. You don't want to lose. You don't want to get smashed 10-0 or anything, obviously. But at the same time, you understand it. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. Big up, Jennifer. How you doing? Big up to you. So yeah, for me personally, if I was to come back at you with the question I asked, I'm the same. I think we can go there and win. There's no hesitation that we can't win the game. Of course, there are obviously aspects where you can do good, and then we'll go through that in a second. But I'm thinking a 2-2 draw, or Bayern nick it 4-3. That's generally what I'm thinking, but I am thinking more the 2-2 draw is what I'm going with, and I'll get probably stick for that as well here on this channel, where people will be like, "Come on, we're gonna smash them," but that's not the game. We've been beat by Saarbrücken. I know this was a long, like last season with Tuchel, bad football, blah blah blah, but we have been knocked out of cups, by a second division team. So I don't expect Company to do that. I'm fully behind Company. I do want Polina to start tomorrow. Hopefully he does do that. He hasn't been playing him. But yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, no, I'm with you on the. It's a, like I said, it's a double-edged sword, really, isn't it? Unai, technical genius, will outclass Company. Yeah, maybe. I don't necessarily. What do you know off the top of your head what happened when you played Burnley in the Premier League last season? Did you smash them?
We battered them away,
Okay.
and I think we beat them at home. Yeah, we beat them at home as well.
Yeah, obviously they have different caliber of players. Obviously, I'm just wondering if Unai Emery got the best of Company there. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting one to see because he is a wonderful manager, Unai Emery, without a doubt. There ain't no saying otherwise. 3-2 Villa. Okay, interesting. We rise to the big games. Double over Arsenal, and we beat City at Villa Park last season. Again, see, this is the thing, right? Again, I'm not saying otherwise, but this is the thing that people need to understand. If you're watching this video as a Bayern fan, they're not lying. You know what I mean? I'm expecting to beat you 1,000%. I want to beat you, of course. We're in the Champions League. We're not handing out favors for anyone, but the writing's on the wall. Let's see what happens. 5-2 to Bayern. 5-2. Okay. I would love nothing more to put 5 past Martinez, to be honest, because he gets way too cocky sometimes. But I'm not too sure about that one, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that one. Bayern fans seem to be underestimating us. Again, exactly my point. I don't mind that though. I find it a little disrespectful. Again, I can see that. Arsenal, Man City, both been beaten at Villa Park in the last 13 months. Again, same thing I've literally just said with Ty's comment. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. All right, if you're right, mate, I'm not gonna be annoyed the fact that we beat them 5-2, am I? I just don't expect it to happen. To be honest with you, again, yeah, YouTube understands that the Croc is a troll. Why am I not surprised? Yeah, 1,000%. Did you do any content around the press conference
for Unai?
Yeah,
I've seen bits of it.
Are they confident? I haven't read any of it, so I'm not sure.
I just think they're probably echo what I'm saying, really.
Okay, yeah.
Tough game, but we want to test ourselves against the best, really.
Yeah, that's fair. I the only thing I think I've seen is the fact that Ollie Watkins just speaking about Harry Kane, saying that he's a good player, so on and so forth. To be honest with you. Random question: how are Villa fans handling Grealish playing for City when they are in your stadium? Okay, random question, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, to start with, we all disliked him for leaving us. Then when he won his first trophy, we just sort of get on with it then. And yeah, I'll just wish him the best, really. Probably one of the best players I've ever seen play for Villa. He gets booed a little bit, but I think that's just part and parcel of, a former player that's left coming back to your club. I think, they get booed and that, don't they? So, yeah, I think everyone's all right with him now.
Yeah, no. I'm wonderful player. Obviously has not been the same. Obviously it's a totally different system, isn't it? The Pep system to where he was playing at Villa. But I felt like he had more of a free roam at Villa, where he, obviously he was the main guy, but the fact that he could, do as he wanted, where Pep is very, very strict. We've seen it at Bayern when he was here. If you come out of the spot and try and, just do your thing on the pitch, yeah, you're gone. Simple. You play with the system or you're gone. Simple as that. I did see a question. I can't find it now. It was about the the midfield battle tomorrow, and they were asking your opinion on, do you think you're going to get the better of our midfield?
I think it's going to be tough. We have got physicality in there with Onana. We've got Tielemans' passing range. We'll have Rodgers that will probably be dropping a little bit deeper in there as well. So I think it's going to be. I think it's just going to be really interesting. I'd expect early on it, possibly for you to have a little bit of possession against us. We might start to grow into it a little bit. So it is going to be a battle. But I think how Kimmich is for you guys. He's integral to sort of dropping that little bit deeper and sometimes making that back three. So I think we'll have full focus on him, and I think we'll probably be trying to stop sort of like the passing lanes or try and make him move the ball into areas that he may not want to move it into. He's probably got perfect passing options that he wants to go to. Might be like Elise, and we'll probably try and block out that pass to. So I think it'll be really tactical like that, really.
Yeah, no. I'm with you on that one. And I said it obviously when we first did the show, the first one. I feel like this game, obviously we both got brilliant strikers, we've got good defenses, brilliant goalkeepers, so on and so forth. But the midfield battle is going to be massive in this game, without a doubt, because it's not like, your weakest point is your midfield or our weakest point is our midfield. Like, we both got very, very good midfielders. And I rate your midfielders 1,000%. Heart says Villa 3-1, Head says 2-1 Bayern. Yeah. But again, I can see that 1,000%. From your perspective, of course. How did you play, if possible, detailed approach to win against the top teams in the Premier League, City and Arsenal last season?
So going into Man City and Arsenal, we had them back-to-back at home, and we were going into that Man City game unbeaten at home in December. We hadn't lost a game all through the season until December. So it was a big test, Man City coming to Villa Park, the champions, European champions. It was like, can Villa still go unbeaten against Man City? And I'm probably going to say that's the best Villa performance I've ever seen. What we did to Man City that day was just incredible. If anyone after this, go and have a look at the stats from that game. Go and have a look at the highlights. We absolutely battered Man City at home. Like, they only had 2 shots on our goal all game. We shut Haaland down. We were absolutely incredible. And that's probably the blueprint of how I think we'll play tomorrow. So we've shown that we can raise that level and do really well when the pressure was on in that game. And then we played Arsenal the game after. So we played Man City on the Tuesday, and then we played Arsenal on the Saturday, and it was a completely different game. We were we were dead on our feet. We were absolutely knackered, and we was able to win the game 1-0. We went 1-0 up, and then we sort of just defended. So, yeah, I mean, that just shows what we're capable of, really. The 2 best teams in the league, and we was able to beat them at home with 2 different types of performance.
Yeah, and again, you can't go against that, can you? In the fact that if you're stopping Man City from scoring, when Man City are just absolutely perfect system, everything. Obviously, not the best players all the time. And I feel like a lot of people see Man City because of the money that they produce in, because of the people that are they're owned by, and so on. And they like to just moan, and it's like the whole 1-1-5. Don't get it twisted. I do it as well, because I like trolling people at times. But like, realistically, if you actually look at their bench, they haven't got as many good players that people say. They really haven't. They did in the past when they had like Sterling and Mahrez and so on the bench. But now, if you actually look at it, they really, really don't. They're just very, very good at what they do. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. And again, that's why I'm respecting you, and why I've said on your channel, on my channel, that, of course, I'm expecting to win, but does that mean we're going to smash you? No, definitely not. Of course, I would love that, though. Don't get it twisted. I want to see Bayern win. Big up the Match channel. How you doing, mate? Hi, Liam. Hi, Luke. And chat. Big up, big up. Luke. Nope. Oh, actually, no, that is a question. Sorry, I thought it was saying the same thing about Grealish earlier. How would you see Grealish be at Bayern? Oh, interesting.
He's a bit safe now. He's not the Grealish that we had. So yeah, I wouldn't really say that he'd suit your system and the way that you play.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one. Arsenal, we invited pressure and hit them on transition both times. Again, yeah, you can do that against us. And again, if we don't get Upper Mancano and Kim Min Jae, and instead we get Upper McClown and Kim Min Jackass, then then Ollie Watkins and the rest of the lads, they're gonna be having a field day. They generally will. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one, most definitely. Where I'd seen another comment, Liam, if we lose, make me a meme in this channel, mate. I will be coming at you if you're talking all of that smoke like Arsenal fans were, and if we get beaten tomorrow, which could be a possibility, I will be coming for you. Don't worry about it, because you talk too much sometimes. And again, if you're right, don't get it twisted. I'm all for it, and I'm happy. Don't get it twisted. After watching Villa's last 2 games and Bayern all season, I can say Bayern's 5-man plus 6-man midfield and double fullback press can counter the Villa tactics. But I think to win, Upper and Kim have to play like Leverkusen. Yeah, exactly. We have to be on a game, like I just said. Yeah, because if we're not in our game, then yeah, so it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Harry needs a big performance tomorrow. That's obviously going to be if he plays, obviously. I don't want him to play personally because, yeah, cool. We want to put our best team going against Emery's team, going against Aston Villa, of course. But at the same time, I don't really want to risk him, because what if, for instance, he rolls his ankle, or, I mean, it's an ankle injury. It's not the fact of his arm or his face or a hand or something, you know what I mean? It's actually his ankle. And if we get him out, then, yeah, it's curtains for our season, to be honest with you. I still think we'll be fine, but you know what I mean. He's a ultimate goal scorer, 110%. Tao will humble Villa, bro. Relax, man. Relax. I'm concerned about our defense. This Villa game, yeah, I'm with you on that one. But yeah, I've gone over time anyway. Big up to everybody. Hopefully, guys are all doing well. Smash the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Again, to the same thing, please go over to Luke's channel. He will be doing fan cams tomorrow, so hopefully there'll be some fan cams on there tomorrow if they lose. I want to see what the Villa fans. I will be watching. Don't get it twisted. To see what people are saying. But yeah, big up to you, mate. Thank you for coming on the channel again.
Yeah, legend, mate. It's been great chatting to you, previewing the game and stuff, and hopefully if we get to do it again sometime soon.
Yeah, no, 100%, mate. 100%. It's going to be an interesting game. Again, like I said, for your sake, I hope you win. But of course, for my sake, I'm obviously hoping Bayern Munich are gonna win. But yeah, obviously you're going to the game tomorrow, so good luck with that one, and I hope you get as many fan cams as you possibly can. But yeah,
cheers.
Big up to everybody. Nah, man, no worries, man. Big up to everybody. Again, like I said, go over to Luke's channel if you haven't already. There is actually a video with me on there. If you haven't already, see it in there. But yeah, big up to everybody. Thank you for the constant support on the channel as always, people. And until then, we are out of here. Miasa mio. Peace.